Hi and welcome to this Kisvat Torah. In this week's Seder, we read about one of the most strange transactions that you will find in the entire Torah. You find that Esav comes back from the field, is starving, he's had a very hard day, he's been hunting, etc., and he comes home. Yaakov is brewing and stewing a lentil soup. And Esav walks in and he says to Yaakov, I'm about to die, I need something to eat and I need to eat it now. And Yaakov says, okay, you want it? You can have it. But there's a price tag. I said, well, what's the price tag? He says, I want to have your firstborn right. To which Esav says, well, I'm going to die. I'm so hungry. I'm starving. Just give it to me anyway. And Yaakov makes the deal with Esav. They make the deal. He hands over the soup. He pours it down Esav's throat. Esav sells on the firstborn right to Yaakov. Now you might feel that this is a little bit unfair because Yaakov is taking advantage of Esav. Esav is in this terrible situation. Esav is in a situation where he's hungry, he's starving, he can't hold himself back. But the Torah especially tells us another verse to tell us that this is not so. At the end of the entire part that speaks about the sale of the Bechorah, of the firstborn right, to Yaakov, the Torah tells us, Vayives Esav es ha-Bechorah. Esav was repulsed. Esav shunned the Bechorah. And then that tells us, many other commentators, that was the point. It wasn't only that Esav was making a point whilst he was hungry. Even after he had satiated his hunger, even after he was out of that situation, nevertheless he remained with the same attitude. Who needs this? And I think this is a big lesson for all of us. Because really in our lives, there are many times where we're against the wall and we say things or we do things that we shouldn't. But we can get around it. We can make our guilt not feel as bad. Why? Because we say to ourselves, I was stressed, I couldn't handle it, there was something wrong. The question is, what happens when you're out of that stress? What happens when you're not in that situation anymore? Are you big enough to apologize? Are you big enough to say I was wrong? Or do you say, once I've done it, this is what I've done, and I'm going to stick to it, even though I know it was wrong? That was Esav's mistake. Esav says, I stick to it no matter what. Yaakov says, I made a mistake. If I need to fix it, I will fix it. We need to say, if we make a mistake and we need to fix it, we will fix it in the future. Maybe during the situation we can't fix it, but afterwards we definitely stand a chance in fixing something. That's the difference between somebody who lives for the now or somebody who lives with an eye on the bigger picture. Wishing you all a very good Shabbos.